Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Erica, and I am here to talk to you about a new whip, cross-stitch stuff in general, no finishes, trick-or-treating, and the fact that my mom is here. If you are new, welcome to my channel. I will chit-chat for a couple minutes in the beginning of the video about general life stuff. If you want to skip straight to the stitching, there will be a timestamp in the description, so you can fast forward to that. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys so much. I love seeing you every week. I am in a much better mood today than I was last week. If you saw last week's video, I was a little burned out. We had the stomach flu. My husband's been gone for, it seems like forever, but I guess it's only been like a month. So he's missed all the fun. My kids and I were extremely sick. It was on my birthday, and then we got better, and then my daughter got croup. And then Grandma said enough is enough, and she got in her car and she headed up here. So she got here Thursday. She got here just in time for Halloween to go trick-or-treating with the kids. It's about a 20-hour drive from where they're at in Florida, so it is a substantial distance. Apparently, she was planning on coming the week prior and surprising me for my birthday. And then that didn't work out. She was having some issues with her knees, but then she was able to, I don't know, get over that momentarily. She's gonna start physical therapy when she gets home. And so she came just for a quick 8-day visit. And then my husband will be coming home hopefully like the day after she leaves or the day before, or 2 days. And my dad's coming up now. So my dad, I don't think really likes my mom driving so far by herself. And he is flying up Wednesday night. My hair's distracting me. I don't normally have it curled and I feel really bougie right now, but this is the stuff that I get to do when my grandma's or when my mom's here and I have free time and I can do stuff like this. I used to curl it all the time. I still have I'm getting ready to color over the pink and the blue. I've been letting it fade out. It's really pretty when it's curled, but I never curl it. So anyways, Grandpa will be here soon too. And it's a surprise, the kids don't know about it. So I didn't even tell them that my mom was coming here. So Thursday afternoon we went trick-or-treating that morning at a retirement home. It was so freaking cute. Oh my gosh, if you have kids, you have to try to do that next year. And then we came home, ate lunch quickly because I knew she was gonna be here soon, and then the doorbell rang. And so I told my son, I was like, oh, I think I have some sewing stuff arriving. Can you go get the package? So he opens the door and he's looking at the ground because that's where the packages are. And then he like slowly looks up and sees her and he goes, Grandma? And then he just screams and runs away because he just goes wild. And my daughter does the same thing. It was so cute. So they're thrilled. I'm thrilled to have a break. I also have on, I know you can't really see it, but it's a Christmas shirt. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. I am not that kind of person that puts Christmas decorations up right now. I am not gonna shame you if you have already, but I can't do it. Tradition in our family is we put the stuff up Thanksgiving night. So like as soon as Thanksgiving dinner is cleared away, Mom would go and get the Christmas tree out and start putting the decorations up, and it's full on Christmas mode as of Thanksgiving night. So I'm gonna try to hold off for that. I'm gonna try to get a tree here. So this art's gonna go, I have a wall quilt of just a panel from Hobby Lobby that I wanna put right here. And then the tree is gonna be right here. It's just a small one. My friend found one that I was looking for 39 bucks, so I'm really excited to do that. One of my new whips, I'm gonna show you guys, is some ornaments that I'm doing for the tree. Two other things I was gonna mention. Okay, so trick-or-treating night. I think I've mentioned this before, and of course I have a sore throat. Like the day after my mom gets here, she's a super hypochondriac. Like if she even thought we were legitimately sick, she would be in the basement for the rest of the time she was here. But my throat, I woke up yesterday with a sore throat and it got a little bit worse through the day. And then I woke up this morning feeling a little bit better. And now I can kind of feel it again, but we'll be okay. It's just vitamin C. So last year at about this time, we were leaving the bowling alley, my husband, the kids and I was holding my daughter and I slipped and fell on the ice. 3 years in Alaska, never slipped once. First month we were here and I slipped and fell. I think it's because in Alaska, when it snows and it's so freezing, like it doesn't oscillate around the freezing point. Here, it's always in like the 20s to 30s. And so the snow will fall and then it will like melt a little bit and then freeze up again overnight and then melt and then freeze and melt and freeze. And it does it for days. Like we still have snow on the ground from a week ago. So it's a lot icier here than in Alaska. So I slipped and fell. I was holding my baby. I landed on my elbow, my shoulder. It was the most pain I've ever been in outside of childbirth. And I'm very paranoid about it now. Like all week I saw the forecast of snow and I was like, I need to get like yak tracks for my shoes so I don't slip, and I couldn't find any locally. But then it didn't seem like it was too bad, and I was wearing my snow boots and we were out trick-or-treating, and Grandma slipped and fell on the ice while holding the 2-year-old. They're both fine, but that happened and I was like, all right, we're done. We're going home. I can't take this anymore. Like the kids were already kind of done anyways. It had been about an hour of trick-or-treating, and that's like their limit. It was like 20 degrees. So many people here were like, we're not going to go trick-or-treating. It's too cold. I was like, really? I mean, it was 30 something when we left the house. And then after it got dark, it quickly cooled off into like the mid 20s. But my kids, we had them in the wagon with blankets, and they had warm Halloween costumes because I already knew from living in Alaska, like October's gonna be cold. We had adhesive body warmers lining their outfits. So they were fine. Got a ton of candy. But we came home after Grandma fell, and I go to put the key in the deadbolt, and I go to turn it, and the key snaps off. I did not know that that was a thing that could ever happen. Snaps off. My mom was like, well, do you have a spare key? No, of course I don't have a spare key. Nobody ever thinks that their key's gonna break off in their deadbolt. The only other spare key my husband has in Louisiana. So no, I don't have a spare key. So I call a locksmith, and they're like, oh, we don't have anyone available, sorry. So I call another locksmith, and they said, oh, it'll be 90 minutes. And I'm like, my kids are literally sitting in 20-degree weather, freezing in the dark. We have no food, we have no water. I had my car keys, but I have no driver's license, and I don't think that would have really stopped me. Like if I needed to drive them around to keep them warm, I would just, if a police officer happened to pull me over, I would tell them, it's either this or my kids sit outside in 20-degree temperatures. So then my mom saw my neighbor outside and ran over and got him and asked him if he could help, and thank God he could, and he used a knife to push the key in farther, and then used a tool to like twist it and open the door, and I cried. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. So that was our Halloween. It has just been the most eventful last month ever. Honestly, probably the most challenging month of my entire life. Like between all of the crazy sickness and croup and urgent care visits and falls and keys breaking, like it has just been bizarre. Last quick story, and then I'll get into stitchy stuff. Yesterday we went to Hobby Lobby. My son got his very first allowance. He gets $4 a week now because he's 4. He has to do chores every day, and the chores are not tied to an allowance. Like chores are things that you have to do because you're part of a family and you are a person. Like you don't, you have to help out around the house. Like so, and he's always been really helpful. It's not been an issue. And he's got a really cute chore chart that he loves putting his little stars on. So he, in order to do like his electronics, like he plays his educational games on his Kindle, he needs to get his chores done first. Do you want to do that? You want to play your games? Are your chores done? Okay. And then the allowance is more for teaching the value of a dollar and money management and needs versus wants. Because we are not really going to be buying him much of anything anymore. Like if he wants a toy, you're going to use your allowance. You're going to save for it. If you want junk food, that's going to be kind of hard because we eat so healthy, and he hasn't asked about it yet, but like if he's got money in his little wallet and he sees a bag of Oreos that he wants, like I don't know how I'm going to handle that. Because it's his money, he should be able to do what he wants with it, but I also don't want him just buying junk food with it. Anyways, so he had his first allowance. We went to Hobby Lobby, I needed fabric. Grandma took him to look at toys, and I was getting fabric cut, and a couple minutes later I see him running up to me holding flowers from the wedding section, and my mom was like, he wanted to buy you flowers with his allowance. Oh my God, I'm tearing up just thinking about it. It was so sweet. He was, and just the smile on his face, he was so proud of himself. And then he also picked out 2 little Mash'ems, which are just garbage toys that like one of them already kind of fell apart, and this is like my issue. Like I really am very minimalist. I don't like plastic. I don't like this consumeristic like junky toys, but it's his money, so whatever. That's what he picked out. He got 1 for his sister and 1 for himself because he actually had $9. He had 5 from his Papa John, so that was really sweet. Anyways, getting into stitchy stuff. Okay, well I'll maybe wait and say 10 minutes. I got like 12 seconds, so I can remember to put 10 minutes on the description. I have a couple whips. Actually, and I'll just show this off real fast. So this is not stitchy related, and this is not really Save the Stitches either. I found this at the thrift store. We went there looking for snow boots a couple weeks ago, and I lucked out and there was only 2 pairs of kids' snow boots in the whole store, and they were my kid's sizes. So we got snow boots for his, I think were $4 and hers were $3. But I went to go check out the framed section because I always like to look for cross stitch or needlework. And then I found this. And it is so cute. It's got fabric and a little bit of like rickrack. This does look like DMC. Somebody wrote the words coffee shop on there. It was $2, and I even get a military discount, so it was like $1.70 or something. And on the back of it, it says Joan and Ed, 1982, for our 2nd anniversary. I thought that was so sweet. For $2, someone's anniversary present that's now considered, I don't think it's antique, it's only the 80s, so it's almost 40 years old though. I love it. So I'm gonna put it up somewhere. Okay. I think I showed these last week. These are the Christmas ornaments that I'm working on, Prairie Schooler Snowy Nights. I'm planning on doing at least 5 for mostly my husband's side of the family. And I might do duplicates of some because like I really like this one with the reindeer on the roof, and then this one with the farm. I guess it's not a farm, but it just looks like a barn to me. And the horse, I might do those twice. We'll see. Because I don't really like Santa. His mouth is creepy. And maybe I could just get rid of his mouth, but he's like too excited about something in his life, and it just makes me, no. I'm gonna do the cardinals too. My husband's stepmom really likes cardinals, so that's the one I'm gonna do for her. So I have been working on those, and I actually, when we went to Hobby Lobby yesterday, I got some fabric to start trying to finish these. So I still need to do the outside border, so they're actually gonna end up looking like rectangles. And then I'm gonna do them as pillow finishes with, I'm gonna try to find some bells, like some rustic looking bells, if anybody knows where that might be at, because I've never really looked for them. The only thing I have left to do on this one is this, a little bit of dark 3371 right here, and then filling in some snow. So like you can see, I am having to stitch white on white, which kind of sucks. But I can't leave it empty because then you'd see the holes in the fabric and it just wouldn't look right. And it's not too much. I don't mind doing it. And then this one, I think, might be all done too, except for, oh no, I have to do this window and then his eyeball. And then everything else is just filling in white and doing the border. So these are so fun. Oh, they're so pretty. Oh my gosh, they always look so much prettier on camera and like far away. I would say if I was really motivated, I could get one of these done every 2 days. But I typically just work on, this is my downstairs project, so I'll just work on this if my kids are watching cartoons or playing with grandma now, so that's been awesome. Oh man, I meant to bring, so this is Jack Frost Tree Farm by Little House Needleworks, and I was going through some of my cross stitch stuff before the video today, and I saw where I had started this a couple months ago, but I was using a mix of DMC and Classic Colorworks, and it looked awful, and I was going to bring it out today to just show you once again how bad it looked and to encourage you to just use Classic Colorworks if you do this. I got a ton of progress done on this last week. I had finished up to maybe a little bit. I think the reindeer and the snow last week, and so I finished, I think these trees needed finishing. I did that tree, and I did all of this. This is almost done. Like I need to write the words Douglas fir and do like 2 trees, and it's pretty much done. I have run out of wagon wheel, which is the color that's used right here in the border. And for the tree trunks, I mean, I can still go ahead and do the trees, but like I ran out of it over here too, and I'm still really, I don't want to say bad, but apprehensive with counting on 28 count fabric, because when you're counting on 14 count Aida, you can go over like 10 blocks super easy. But on this, like I'm always so paranoid I'm going to get it wrong, so I have to just like be really close to where I need to go. Like I can't start on this. Well, I guess I could start at the top and go down. So I might do that, but I need to make an order from 123 Stitch because they don't sell Classic Colorworks anywhere locally to me, and that stinks. But I love this. I'm definitely hoping to finish this before Christmas. Don't know if I'll actually fully finish it because I'm just gonna frame this one. But all of my pieces that I work on have been really, really big and time consuming. And it's been so nice working on like smaller pieces like those ornaments. And I've started some more ornaments because I really like working on ornaments right now. Very, very festive mood. Okay, this is the pattern. The Prairie Schoolers Christmas Tree Farm. I am very close to a finish on this one. My main issue right now is that I have ran out of one of the colors that I need. This is on 14 count opalescent Ada. I don't know if you can see shimmers. It's very pretty. I got it at Ruth's Stitchery, a local quilt shop with a selection of some needlework items. So this brown for this reindeer I've run out of, and I need it for Santa's sled. He's pulling behind him. There's a reindeer right here. Finish this reindeer, a rabbit. So again, I'm gonna go to Joann's today, so I might look for that today. I need to write it down and remember. But other than the brown that I need to finish, it's just like a couple trees right here, and then I'm freaking done. And this has felt like it's taken forever. I mean, I guess it is a pretty big piece, but good. I need a break from the big pieces. And I don't have anything finished. I have one Christmas piece I was looking at that's not FFO'd. I have a garden piece that's not FFO'd. And I want stuff on the walls. Like I want to be able to hang things. And this I'm just gonna put in a frame. Like I can't, everyone that does like the cute finishing with the bows and the this and the that, like I'm just not creative enough when it comes to that stuff. I mean, I guess maybe I could be, but I just don't have the time. And my time's so limited with the kids, I feel pressure. So like when they go take their nap, or my son just has quiet time, I have like an hour, and I typically work on project bags. I have every single outstanding bag cut and ironed right now. So today's gonna be a major sewing day for me. But when I only have an hour, and like I'm sitting there staring at this pile of fabrics and finishing tools and ribbons and I don't even know how to make a bow. I'm just like, I get so overwhelmed. I'm like, I don't even know where to start. I just need to put it in a frame. Also, I'm afraid that if I were to finish it, I mean, I guess you can always take it apart, but like when I see somebody like Priscilla and Chelsea or Drop a Girl Stitches, they finish it with these cute fabrics and bows and whatnot. Like, what if my style changes in 3 or 4 years and I don't like those colors anymore, or I don't like big bows anymore? Like I said, I guess I could just take it apart and refinish it or put it in a frame or something. I don't know. I'm too non-committal, and that is the story of my life. But if you put it in a frame, frames don't really change that much. Or you could easily swap it out if it's a standard size frame. So I also worked on, I have gotten so much stitchy stuff done, and I credit Grandma because she has just been, playing with the kids, and I've gotten a little bit more time. And also I think I'm catching up because like the week that I had the stomach flu, I was not stitching. I couldn't even sit up straight, and now I feel fine and I'm back to stitching. I probably stitch for about 2 hours a day, I would say. So this is my tiny modernist medieval castle. The interior of this is completely done. It's been done for a while. I need to work on, this is the doorway, and I guess this is all done on this side too. So I've been working up here. I did this little banner this week, the king's shirt and pants, both of their crowns. I did all this part of the tree. Oh man, I wish I had a picture of the pattern. Mine's black and white, so you can't really see anything. This is a candle right here. It's like a 3-tiered candle. That's not the right word. 3-pronged candle. It's a thing that holds 3 candles. Right next to it on the ground is like this gray blob. I have no idea what it's supposed to be, and so I am just not going to stitch it. And if someone has stitched this and knows what that is supposed to be, please tell me. Because maybe I'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, that's cool, I'll stitch that. But as of right now, it's a gray blob, and I don't know what it's supposed to be, so I'm not gonna stitch it. This is supposed to be for my daughter. At some point I was like, maybe for Christmas. I'm gonna just finish it when I finish it. I have to take a little bit of pressure off of myself. Lately, this month has been very rough. The charity stitching I have not been working on. To be honest, I don't like the pattern. it was a finished item my mom had hanging in her house. And I was like, oh my God, that's so pretty. And she's like, oh, it's your great grandmother's, her best friend from grade school stitched it for her. So it's antique, it's gorgeous. I was like, oh wow, I should rechart that and do it as my charity pattern for November. Well, it's very pretty, but it is very hard to stitch. So I had a couple people contact me about helping out as charity stitchers. And I'm going to reach out to one or two of you in the coming days and say, hey, can I send you the DMC and fabric and pattern and have you stitch it and send it back to me, and then I will finish it or frame it or something and take pictures, and then I'll send it back again. Like, you guys can keep it. I don't need to keep it because it's extremely, extremely time consuming, and you'll see why. I have oh my gosh, I've got the cutest idea for a Thanksgiving pattern that's not really Thanksgiving, because I know like a lot of people, I don't know how to say this without like offending people. The story that we're taught as kids about the Pilgrims and the Indians being friends and helping each other, like that kind of glosses over a lot of the seedier things that actually were happening in history. And so a lot of people don't really like glorifying that, I guess. Like, I still love Thanksgiving. I look at it not so much as the historical side of, hey, this is the great meal that our, founding fathers had with the Indians that they were horrible to, but as a time to just be very thankful for what we have, which is a considerable amount to be thankful for right now. And so that's the kind of Thanksgiving pattern I had in mind, was a thankful, grateful approach to it, and being with friends and family. And oh my God, it would be so freaking cute, but I just need time to stitch it. And I have 2 Halloween patterns I'm working on. Obviously they're going to be for next year now, but I'm getting my groove with designing a little bit, because the first couple patterns that I did were my first patterns I've ever done, and so it was very difficult. I don't know. Sorry, I keep getting messages and they're distracting me. Okay, so anyways, I have one more whip. It's gonna be a little short video today. These, I bought the first one months ago to start working on. This is Little House Needleworks Farmhouse Christmas Series. The first one's the Little Red Barn. Now, I started this pattern, this was my first time ever on 28 count a while ago, and the fabric was garbage. It was super see-through. I got it from like Joann's or something, and I think I had done all the red and some of the white, maybe even a sheep or something, and I was like, I'm not gonna do it on this fabric. It's so see-through. And so it feels really good now, because Little House Needlework, or the Jack Frost Tree Farm, I had to restart as well, and I have officially gotten much farther on that than I did the first time. And I restarted this, and now I am, I think, about the same amount of progress. So it feels good. Like, I feel like I've not redeemed myself, but you hate wasting time and money on things, and you don't, like, I didn't touch them for a while. I needed a break from them, and now I'm back at it, and it's like I started all over again, and now I'm farther ahead. So I bought the first one, and then when I mentioned I was doing these, a viewer very generously sent me the rest of the series. So I am going to be working on these for my Christmas tree. So I'm going to have the tree right here. I think I said it was like, there's 39 bucks. I need to order it. 6.5 foot pre-lit tree. And it's going to be like farm themed, not like farmhouse, although I'm sure it will look farmhousey. Like, I have no style in my house. I have nothing in my house. I think even when my neighbor opened the door to fix the lock the other day, he was probably like, oh my God, it looks like you guys just moved in. Like, we have 2 things on the wall in the giant living room and dining room. No end tables, no cabinets, no shelves, like nothing. But it's so easy to clean, and the kids don't get into anything. So yeah, I have no style. But anyways, I want to do farm related, like gardening and like actual farming stuff that I just am very into right now. And so this is my progress on the barn so far. I just started this yesterday, maybe? And I got a decent amount done. Let me try to get there's better light, I think. You can see the variegation of red is cherry cobbler. It was out for forever, and I bought like 3 skeins of it because it's used in, I think, every single one of those patterns. So I started the little border, so it goes down to there. So there's going to be a little sheep. And I do also need to get some Classic Colorworks to finish this. I mean, I'm sure I could use a different green, but the green they use here is Weeping Willow, which I've never used. I've used a lot of pine needles and English ivy, and I really like those. And honestly, I guess I probably could just use those, but I'll just go with the called for, because they're all, it's the green in all of them is Weeping Willow, and it looks very pretty. So I'll do that, and I have to order anyways to get Wagon Wheel. So that is my new start. And I'm sure I'm not going to get all of them done by Christmas. I mean, hey, never say never. Maybe I will. I don't think it's going to happen. But I am going to finish them as pillow ornaments. The flat folds, I don't know. I don't really love them. I've tried to do them a couple times, and I just suspect I will have a better time doing a pillow finish. I feel a little bit more confident in sewing than I do flat folds. So there's that. I love it. I think it's very pretty. I need to remember to go and pull the color, the brown that I need for the Prairie School or Tree Farm. So we're getting ready to go to Joann's, pick up some fabric I had ordered online for pickup. I feel like I'm forgetting something, as usual. Oh, I have 2 new bags coming. I cannot wait. One's Christmas, one's fall. I'll say that. The fabric shipped on one, and I'm picking up the fabric for another one today. So it should be done. I've got to catch up on some project bags. Everything's going out at normal times again, like 3 to 5 days. Like I said, today's gonna be a big sewing day. I have all the bags pressed and ironed. I just need to make the zipper pulls, and then I'll probably try to make 10 to 12 bags today, since Grandma's here and my kids are screaming. I guess that's about it. Oh, I'm gonna get my hair cut. So Friday, my mom has treated me, and she is getting me a haircut. And it looks shorter because it's curled, but it's typically down to my butt. And so I'm gonna cut it to probably like here, and I'm gonna cut like 6 inches off. So it'll still be long, but not weirdly long. Like when you see people and you're like, oh, are they that like religion that doesn't cut their hair? I feel like that's what people think when they might see me sometimes. Lots of fun we're gonna have with Grandpa. My son's starting swim lessons this week, and they're transitioning. They stopped going to their gym class. They're starting soccer soon. So I'm really excited about that. My son's done it here before and loved the coach. He was the best youth sports coach I've ever seen in my entire life. He is hilarious. So we're going to start that again soon. Going to try a children's museum this week that they have here that we've never been to. Should be really good weather. It's going to be cold, but no snow. I'm so excited for them to see Grandpa. They're going to freak out. They're going to be so happy. I'm happy. I love having my family here. I have a feeling November's going to go a lot better than October. It kind of has to. I know, sorry, the camera's shaking. I need to get my elbows off the table. Oh, and I'm going to teach myself how to knit. I bought like all that clearance yarn at Walmart months ago and took a class on crochet, and I made a headband and that's about it. And I have wanted to knit for years, just like I wanted to learn how to sew. And I tried multiple times over the last 10 years. And then finally in February of this year, my mom brought her old sewing machine up and really sat me down and walked me through start to finish making a quilt. A Christmas quilt, I should get that out. I want to do that with knitting. I would love to take classes. There's a local place called You and Me, like EWE, and it's a yarn shop, and they offer classes, but they're like 4 to 6 on Wednesdays for a month. I'm like, my husband's never going to be home, and I'm not going to be able to bring a 4 and 2-year-old, so can't do that. I'm just going to have to teach myself. So I'm going to YouTube it. I have knitting needles from when I went to that class, and it was crochet/knit, so they suggested, I think there's size 6 knitting needles, and I have yarn, and I just need to practice. I just need to get on YouTube and practice. It's just, I'm very hands-on. With the crochet, it was so sweet. This little lady literally came up behind me and moved my hands the way that I needed to, And that's how I was able to finally learn it, because it's the same thing with crochet. I had watched YouTube videos, I had tried to learn it myself, and I couldn't do it. I'm hoping that it is not the case with knitting, and that maybe since I took the crochet class, that, I don't know, maybe it'll be a little bit easier for me to learn this time. But I really want to learn it, because every time I see a pattern of something I'd like to do, it's always knitting and it's never crochet. Now, I still would like to make a crochet granny square blanket at some point in my life. But I would also prefer to just do like knit sweaters and scarves. I don't really wear hats, but like maybe socks. Oh my gosh, I had a friend knit me a pair of socks once. They were the most amazing, comfortable socks I've ever had. So that would be really cool to be able to do and make stuff for my kids or for family members for Christmas. And I know it's going to be just like sewing and cross stitch. You're going to be like, oh my God, I could just knit things for Christmas. It'll be so cheap. I'll just do handmade stuff for my family. And then it's going to be like $50 for a pair of socks. So I'm aware that it's not going to actually be cheaper to knit things, but it's homemade, so it's special. Thank you guys for watching. I don't have a giveaway this week. I might have one next week. It's been hard. The giveaways are just like, even the charity patterns, I feel so bad. I should make that a priority, but my plate is overflowing right now. Like there's food falling on the floor. My plate is so full. And it's, even if it's something small, like not doing the charity stitching or not doing a giveaway, it's one less thing that I have to put in my like mental notebook of things that I need to get done. I'm hoping with this week of staying healthy and my mom being here that I can finally get back on track with things and get more organized. I haven't even been working out, which I freaking love working out, and it makes me feel amazing, and it gives me great energy, and it puts me in a better mood for the day. And ever since we got back from Florida, which was like 6 weeks ago now, I maybe worked out once or twice a week. Maybe. Like the week I was sick, I didn't work out at all. It's just, I've been tired and sick and staying up late. And that's the other thing, is like with the time change. So I was letting my kids stay up. I was putting my daughter to bed at 8 and my son at 8:30. And then we were sleeping until 8 the next day. I don't like that. I like being early birds. I like being up at 7 a.m. and getting, breakfast, workout, everyone dressed for the day, out of the door by 9. That was not happening when we were waking up at 8 to 8:15. But now that the time's changed, we can go back to doing that. And I'm so excited because I like being a morning person. So they're going to bed at 7 and 7:30 again, so I can get my work done and I can get to bed at a decent time and wake up early. And I'm telling myself it's gonna start happening again. We'll see. Now that I said it publicly, I should stick to it. Okay, I'm gonna get going. We gotta go to Joann's. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out with me this week. I hope you guys have a wonderful start to your November. I hope everyone had a really fun trick-or-treating time. I already ate all the gluten-free chocolate out of my kids' baskets, which wasn't very much, thank you. Reese's peanut butter cups and M&Ms was about all I could eat. And Butterfingers, but they didn't get many of those and I don't really like those. So I ate all the good stuff, and they get all the Kit Kats that I can't have, and Twix. It's so good. Okay, I'm gonna go. I will see you guys next week.